you're not going to say it, I am, 96% of the students in 7th grade are proficient or above in reading, and I want to highlight that. That's
Two kids left.
2 kids.
Yeah.
So that's an observation we've made and positive there. And as we move through the slides, you'll see an increase in the 4s, and that's another observation that we have made that there has been overall an increase in the 4s. So this is reading. Move on to math.
Okay, and you can see our math. So currently this year, each cohort of students, and we see grade 5 looks great with 50% 4s going in. That's a wonderful thing to see that they came over from grade 4. That's great instruction from Melrose to see them come over with that.
86% proficient.
And
It's
I
very good, it really is.
checked in with the team and we talked about this and we celebrated this and what was different, what did we, trying to, and what they said is they really, in addition to following the everyday mathematics curriculum and following that at its pace, they also incorporated a lot of problem solving and written responses. They focused on that, and they are this year as well, and so they were thinking maybe that contributed to the high percentage of the 4s because the constructive responses were higher. So
I think all of these grade levels, the total percent proficient and proficient with distinction percentages are really good.
We're really happy.
Yeah.
And I think you'll see, I mean, that's the things that stood out to us with math too, that we feel like having a solid curriculum, K-8 has made a difference, having a focus with teachers on teams, and even that they're really being careful about not same page, exactly same, but really talking about where they are as a team of teachers and working on that together has also made a difference, I think. Grade 4 and 5 teachers really meeting and talking about where they are and playing about those units. So we're pleased with that. And we continue to have work to do, but it's better to be on an upward, right, guys?
Yes.
That's
So the next slide that we'll be showing is the teaching year. So these are the students that we've had in previous years. So the first one we'll show is the grade 4, the same class of students multiple years. So you can see the increase in the 4s there for reading. Fifth grade, you see another trend
These are
there.
the same kids, how they scored in 3rd grade, then how they scored in 4th grade, and then in 5th grade.
fall of 5th grade.
you
And
can
I
see
was
the steady
thinking year previous to
progress.
instruction, so you're almost looking at it.
So this can
Second grade
show,
GLEs, third.
Julia, that there has been an
Steady
increase.
And I just will point out the addition this year on these graphs, what I think is really helpful, the number in
Yes.
parentheses tell you exactly how many students that
Yeah.
is.
Right.
Well, I mean, what I'm impressed with is not only the proficient with distinction, which is very impressive, but if you take a look at those who are partially proficient,
Yeah.
that number
Yep.
has moved up into the proficient at least, perhaps higher, but at least it's moved up there substantially.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's that 1 or 2 or 3 kids in this model right here who are now doing a lot better than they did.
Right.
And I mean, I'm pleased as punch to see proficient with distinction, but I like seeing kids coming up from the lower
You want all
to
those
proficient.
levels.
You want them all to
You
go
want
up.
them all. That's right, you want each
Two top ones to go up,
individual
you
to
want
make
the bottom
progress.
ones to go down.
It's very important to see that each individual is making progress. That's important.
That's very impressive right there.
Yep, we're getting there.
So this is the 6th grade.
Current 6th grade, based on their 5th grade GLEs. You're reading. Of course, I'm really happy with this, because I think we've had a good steady group. It's really nice to see that in grade 7, 41% of the students are proficient in distinction, 54% proficient, and again, that 3% is one student test. So, and each one of those students are making some progress too.
Absolutely.
And
You look
it's
at when they were in the
important to
3rd
note
grade,
that.
there were 5 kids, according to this graph, who were partially proficient or substantially below. And now there's 2.
Yeah, it's really
So those
good.
3 kids have made incredible strides.
those are the important things. That's a real pleasure on an individual level as a principal to know those kids going through and seeing that. And for this, see the pride on their faces when this was the first time they had ever seen that proficient score. And so their work paid off to them. And it really meant a lot.
Good.
It really did.
They
As
should be very
individual
proud.
students, they were
Parents
very
should be
proud.
very, teachers should be very proud.
How are kids handled in this when they are here for military kids, for instance, or kids moving
They're
out of the
not in,
district?
they're not
They're
in,
removed.
they're
So
not
all
in
the
here.
kids you have
These
data
are
for
our
every
kids.
year are
These are
reflected.
kids that we had the same year.
So the single year graph is.
The
includes
single
everybody.
year at the beginning was
The testing
who
year.
everybody we have currently embodied in our school.
And that's
These are
what the
about the
state-
kids that we have year
Yeah.
to
Data for
year.
every year.
This
We
is
get
not-
two sets of data for every grade. And it's one set that they say the
Testing
teaching
year and
year,
teaching year, right.
and that means all of the kids that were here for the instruction the previous year. Those are the ones we really look at when we're trying to judge our programs.
Yes.
Are we seeing improvement here? Because we do have an influx of military kids, and maybe they bring
That
the
could
scores
throw
up
off,
or
right,
down,
right.
but however they score is no reflection
It's
on
not
our
a reflection.
instruction. But then we want to look at them because we want the teachers to know where are those kids
So
they
strong,
hear it to our
and we
kids.
That's
press the
well, and
teachers
for
so that they can
themselves,
make
the
sure that
teachers
they
to work
address
with
those
those
areas.
students. Right.
But state uses the testing year to run the school, so whatever.
Okay, so these numbers might not quite match what were in the newspaper because, but we looked at them
It's
and they
fairly
weren't way
close.
off.
You know, it's really funny, even with the military students in, there's not a big difference.
Okay.
But again, what's more important to us is to look at kids over time. I mean, you can't say enough that, to me, if it's great to see all this, but it's really great for me to see a student who I know came into our school system in grade 2 and had so much trouble reading and so much trouble, and to see the scoring that person received and how pleased, that's really important to see
I
how
think that
far.
shows our model.
And that shows our
working.
models working, that's right, and that there's good instructional practices, so those are important pieces for me.
Another observation about the military kids is if we look at the overall percentages for with them or without them is so small, it says to me that that population very closely mirrors our population.
Yes, that's correct. I agree with that, yes.
We'll move on
This is
to
grade 8.
mathematics.
Oh, did you, can I go back to
Sure,
8 for a
did you
minute?
do-
Just
no,
to see,
sure.
I don't think we looked at 8,
It's
but
a good
again,
one.
same cohort of kids, and that's very pleasing to me, again,
I
to
looked
see. I mean,
before.
we see a dip, that
Look
dip,
at the
and then
four,
so
improvement in
but-
fours from 7th to 8th grade.
Yep.
That's amazing.
And it's from 5th to 6th.
Well, that's a curriculum,
Yeah.
and I think we knew that we needed to look, and I think that's happening, and I can feel so good about what's happening in 5th grade right now, as far as that team working, even with Mrs. Rudman, who's now our substitute for Mrs. DeRozier. I would just like, I really am so proud of the work they've done as a team, Mrs. Bernardo, Mrs. Clark, and Mrs. Rudman right now. They are leaving here, I'm telling you, it's 5:45 at night on a Friday night, and they're pulling out of here, and I'm saying, you guys, because they are, and it does show, because it takes that kind of time to put that planning in, and they're doing it, and they're doing some really incredible things, so I'm really pleased, because they looked at the data and said, you know what, we need to do a little better, so.
We'll move it on to math. So this is the current grade 4. That the scores, the provisional distinctions remain the same. But there's not much to say here.
Quite a few people from 2 to 3.
Right.
That's good, that's right, look at that, that's important. That's
Right. And this is the grade 5, we talked about in the beginning slide, and this is a nice slide for Melrose, doubling the provisional distinction.
Correct.
That's the
And
flag
look at how many,
waving.
But that's,
That's the
Yeah.
flag waving,
It's,
group.
and look at how many fewer ones and twos you had.
Yep, that's right. That's our grade 6 over multiple years. which is a nice increase from 5 to 6